Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shiva. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, put it. Hare Krishna. Now I need this removed also. And get these out in the order. Get in here. You can see the order here. Okay, Hare Krishna. Is this too low? Okay, I'll quickly summarize the points that I didn't have time to finish in the morning. So this lecture can be spliced onto the end of that. I've finished with the question that why offer Brahminical initiation at all to Vaishnavas if they are more than Brahmanas? What's the point? This was done by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur just to demonstrate the point that Vaishnavas are not less than Brahmanas. Because at that time, Vaishnavas in Bengal had a very bad reputation due to misuse and misinterpretation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings. So to demonstrate that Vaishnavas are at least as good as Brahmanas. Actually they're more, but people tend to respect Brahmanas. So that's another point. That people would, if they respect Brahmanas as teachers. The Gauriya Math was a preaching institution, and teaching of Shastra is meant to be done by Brahmanas. So, by initiating them as Brahmanas, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his idea was to engender the respect that is required for people to hear those who are speaking on spiritual knowledge. Another point is that for worship of deities in temples, there should be one should be inducted as a Brahmana. So for all these reasons he gave Brahminical initiation. Nowadays in India that respect which is given to Brahmanas has much decreased, and here in the West is not a factor at all. So that giving a Brahminical initiation doesn't serve the purpose of increasing the prestige of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava doesn't personally care about prestige. In fact, doesn't want it at all. But for the sake of service, he can accept it. I, with my ever critical eye, some may say, observe that often in ISKCON we see that devotees, they want Brahminical initiation for the sake of prestige among the devotee community. If you're not Brahmin initiated, if you're not initiated, you're nowhere. So if you get initiated, Harinam initiation, you're somewhere. But you really have to be a Brahmin, and then you're really there. That idea for prestige. So this is nonsense, and I don't give Brahminical initiation just to satisfy people's non-devotional desires and aspirations. In fact, if anyone has such an aspiration, it's a very good reason not at all to give them Brahminical initiation. If they think, I will be better respected by doing so, not just for the sake of personal prestige. It means they're not even a Vaishnava, what to speak of being a Brahmin. Vaishnava maybe, yes, Vaishnava Prai, almost a Vaishnava, a very neophyte level, if one is interested in that. Another reason I'm not very... I don't give Brahminical initiation very much, actually. Most of my disciples, even some of them 10 years, 15 years initiated, they're not Brahminically initiated. What's the reason for that? Well, toward the end of his manifest presence in the world, Srila Prabhupada repeatedly said this: don't give Brahminical initiation to everyone. First of all, see if they are actually living as Brahmanas, because we want to establish Varnashram society. Varnashram society is a material arrangement that is favorable for making a situation in society suitable for spiritual advancement. It's not in and of itself important, but it's important in as much as it forms a background for practicing Krishna consciousness. And a Vaishnava is already above the position of a Brahmana, so there's no real need for him to be initiated as a Brahmana, but he may be initiated if he can properly show the function of a Brahmana, to show how there should be Brahmanas in human society. But other Vaishnavas in Vaishnava society may take up the roles of Kshatriyas or Vaishyas or Shudras. Not that a Vaishnava is a Brahmana or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya or a Shudra, but they may take up such roles to show how Swakaramanatamabhyacha siddhing vindati manava, how people, by following their duties in human society, their role as a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they may attain the perfection of life by doing so in Krishna consciousness. But if we just make everyone a Brahmana, then what's the meaning of that? Hare Krishna. I suggest this gentleman sitting here, please, you can sit on this side with all the other men. There's no meaning to that if you just say everyone's a Brahmana. Yes, a Vaishnava is a Brahmana, more than a Brahmana. But if we are to establish Varnashram society for the benefit of humankind, then just to label everyone as a Brahmana becomes confusing, which is why I don't give Brahminical initiation to those who are being employed, and maybe even not to temple devotees if they're not engaged in activities, Brahminical activities. Now there's another whole question of Pancharatrika initiation, which I won't get into here. I've discussed it many times. They can be... those who are to be initiated as Brahmanas, they should be engaged in preaching, teaching, or deity service, which includes cooking. They shouldn't be engaged in earning money by employment, which means those who are going to take Brahminical initiation today, no employment. If now you're all living as brahmacharis. That also, the term brahmachari is adjusted for the Western world. Brahmacharya is generally boys, young boys, and then one may be a lifelong brahmachari after that. So you're more like that, except there was a period in your life when you weren't brahmachari. So it's not traditional. Anyway, we use that term. But if you are to marry in future, there's no bar to getting married. I don't recommend it for brahmacharis if you're in that happy situation of having nothing else to do but serve Guru and Krishna. your path back to Godhead is very easy. But if you find it's not very easy due to various attachments or whatever, or you may be in a situation like Priyavrata, who didn't want to marry, but he was told to marry so he could conduct administrative duties. That may happen also. So if you do marry, don't get a job. Then you can move to a farm community or stay in full-time devotional service. Don't get sidetracked by, or work with devotees in some doing. Srila Prabhupada, for householders, he had some ideas how with a small, very small crew, they could organize restaurants, and they wouldn't have to work very long. They could make good living and sufficient income, and distribute prasadam, and at the same time not become not come to the situation of bifale shevinu kriparna durajana chapala shukalaba lagire, that they're serving some rascal materialist. They don't have to do that. Those who are being Brahminically initiated, they should keep their shika also throughout their life. I cut my shika at one point when I was stationed in Bangladesh, and at that time it was necessary for service. So it may be there may be occasions, but then if you're not working for some materialistic rascal, then there's no need to. So keep it. Actually, every devotee should keep a shika, but some feel the need to in their works. Actually, some years ago, in Shravanam in South India, one of the two major centers, actually the major center of the Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, I met a young boy. Young boy means he was in his late 20s, I guess. In India, they're still boys, especially if they're not married. He was chanting very beautifully Divya Prabandham for the pleasure of the Lord. They had him do it in one festival which I attended. Later I asked about him from his uncle, who's also initiated by me. And he said now he's in America. He's working in some software company. He doesn't want to, but he's obliged to by family necessity. So then later I asked about him, and he's working in Bangalore. And his uncle told me at that time that when he was in America, he could go to work with his shika and Vaishnav tilak, and no one said anything. When he came to India, he said, no, can't do that. Get it off. Now another condition I've given here, or a point about Brahminical initiation I've written, it's there on my website. Brahminical initiation may be offered with first initiation, along with first initiation, to men, or quickly after first initiation, to men who having received smarta upanayanam, those who have received it know what that is, who having received smarta upanayanam have been regularly chanting Gayatri Japa. In other words, they're already chanting Gayatri, the Brahma Gayatri mantra, before coming to Krishna consciousness in the line of Srila Prabhupada. Such initiation is not in recognition of any supposedly special status, but to save them from smarta attachments. In other words, there's a lot of stuff there. One thing is that they're chanting Gayatri, but with smarta misunderstandings. So we can, in such a case, I may give Gayatri initiation. We may say, well, they already got it. No, they didn't get. They got Gayatri, illusory Gayatri, to maintain one's attachments in this material world, or maybe with some idea of ultimately attaining moksha, although most caste brahmanas in India are much more interested in going to America than attaining moksha. Isn't it? There are so many caste brahmanas here in Seattle. If they wanted to, they could be sannyasis in India. They didn't have to choose this path, but they chose it. So the idea of the chanting Gayatri and the whole thing that goes, some of them actually do chant 3 times a day, even in America, some of them. But they're not able to do their full Sandhya Vandanam. And actually, traditionally, they would have been ejected from although they think of themselves as Brahmanas, they would have been ejected from Brahminical society. To go to America, anyway, you're finished. As soon as you cross the ocean, then you're ejected from Brahmin society. To cut their shikha, then you're ejected. In fact, if you are ejected from Brahmin society, they'll cut your shikha off for you. And working, taking a job, having an occupation, especially working for meat eaters and lechers, in all ways they're disqualified. But still, there's some idea, I'm a Brahmana, and that can be also another obstacle in fully accepting Krishna consciousness, some idea of superiority. Now, there may be some good things also. If they, by thinking I'm a Brahmana, they want to remain a vegetarian, at least a vegetarian, or they appreciate the chanting of Vishnu's names, even if their understanding of the chanting of Vishnu's names is all mixed up with Mayavad concepts. There's also that. So in other words, they require a thorough re-education. They may already know so many things. If they're actually have some kind of Brahminical, and many of them do have Brahminical culture, which is one reason why they're attracted to Krishna consciousness. They see there's something here which they're attracted to. So they're pious people. Yeshang tvantakatang papang jananang punya karmanam. So in previous lives and in this life they're performing pious activities, but tedvanva moha nirmukta, they're not freed from the dualities of delusion. They're still in materialistic consciousness. So pious but in materialistic consciousness. So the spiritual consciousness should be given to them, whereby they can bhajante mandravrataha, they can fully take to Krishna consciousness. So in some ways there's great advantage to being born in a Brahmana family. In some ways there's disadvantage to being born in a Brahmana family and following the Brahminical principles, even at the level which most Brahmins who are following follow. That's still some advantage, although the level that most Brahmanas who follow today follow, by only following at that level, traditionally they'd also be thrown out of Brahmin society. They wouldn't be allowed to worship deities in temples or any such thing. So there are advantages and disadvantages. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, is a famous verse among followers of Srila Prabhupada because he quoted it so many times. Mang hi paratavya pashritya yepi syuf papa yoneyaha striyo vaishas tata shudras tepi yanti param gatim. Even if one is of sinful birth, or woman, Vaishya or Shudra, if one takes full shelter in Krishna, Krishna says he can attain the supreme destination. The verse after that, King Puna Brahmana Punya Bhakta Raja Shayastata Anityama Sukham Lokam Imam Prapya Bhajasva Mam. Then what to speak, Krishna says, of those who are pious brahmanas and kshatriyas who are my devotees, who in this miserable and temporary material world take to the worship of me. In other words, they are expected, they have a better opportunity. Krishna says, even those who are considered fallen and sinful, if they take shelter in me, they can come to me, they can attain this supreme destination. Then what to speak of those who have a pious background? So it's an advantage. The tendency to memorize Gita shlokas, actually this tendency to memorize Gita shlokas among South Indian Brahmanas is not solely due to, but has a lot to do with Swami Chinmayananda. Is it? What do you think? South Indian Brahmanas, he encouraged that with competitions, although Bhagavad Gita is not the subject of competitions. It's on Kurukshetra there was no competition of learning Bhagavad Gita shlokas. Yeah, he's encouraged that. So they have a taste for chanting Gita shlokas, and they get all mixed up with his bogus philosophy at the same time. So it's a mixture, good and bad. But I may give, sometimes I give both Harinam, usually or often if they're from South India, especially South Indian, because in North India the Brahmanas, in general, most of them don't follow anything. They don't follow anything. Okay, all right, so now I'll call those devotees who are going to take Harinam initiation. Those who are to be Brahminically initiated, they can come and see me after 4 o'clock to bring your thread, and that time I'll give the mantras.
Hari Hari.
Those who are to be initiated, Harinam initiation, I'll call your name, then you come forward, offer obeisance to Srila Prabhupada and all the deities, and then come and offer obeisance to your initiating guru, namely myself, and yeah, then I'll ask you, what are the 4 regulated principles, how many rounds to chant, and then I'll give the name and beads. So that's fairly simple. Okay, so first of all, I'm calling Ashim. Ashim, Mane, Shim Keta Parana. It's a joke in Bengali, but you don't know Bengali. Next, please be ready. You can, because it takes a little time to do all this, to go around. Yeah, Nihal. One thing is, I'm giving names that Srila Prabhupada gave to his disciples. I'm mostly doing that nowadays. So all the initiates today will get a name of one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples.
You call them that too cold, that's why I'm not very cold. That's why I'm
For the initiates?
Yeah, for everybody, but not for you.
Yeah, okay. When they sit down, you can give them. They don't mind. I mind. Not everyone's the same as me. Everyone has new neck beads, those who are being initiated. Is it? You should have new neck beads?
Prabhu Gopal, remove the old, put the new.
I just noticed what looked like not new neck beads.
Let him change.
No, change it now better. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. The neck beads offered also? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Excuse me. Next can be Next can be ready by এখানে বসো আমার সামনে কিন্তু আপনার পিঠ প্রভুপাদকে দেখানো উচিত না 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 একটু এই দিকে বসে যাও সেটা একটু নিকটে Okay, so next can be ready by doing obeisances. Sunil. বলুন চানিয়াম ইংরেজিতে বাংলায় যে কোনো ভাষায়
No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication and no illicit sex.
And how many rounds are to be chanted daily?
16 rounds minimum.
Okay, so you're going to have to put the mic away. And your name is Astika Das. Astik. Astik is the opposite of the more famous word is Nastic, means atheist. So you're astic, which means firm faith in God. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, yeah, please tell me 4 principles.
No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication.
And how many rounds daily of the Maha Mantra do you have to chant?
Minimum 16 rounds.
Okay, so take the mic away. Your name is Mahotsaha Das. Maha Utsaha. It means very enthusiastic. Mahotsaha. Mahotsaha. And next be ready. Veronica. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, sit like this, sit. A little forward, yeah, okay. So please tell the 4 principles which you promised to follow.
No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication.
And how many rounds?
16 rounds.
Minimum 16 rounds. Okay, I'm going to give, it's the name of one of my godbrothers. He joined just 2 weeks after me, and we used to go on, we were initiated together, first and second initiation, and we used to go on book distribution together. He's passed away from this world. The name is, put that away. The name is Satyavak Das. Satyavak. You can understand the meaning of that. One who speaks truthfully. Yeah, give the card. Give the card. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Just sit there so you don't have your back to Srila Prabhupada. After all, it's all by His mercy that we're all here today. I'm just acting as a conduit of that mercy, not that I'm just fallen out of the spiritual world, and not like that. And just the mercy that I receive from Srila Prabhupada, I have to transmit or let that flow through to you. Yeah, so please tell me, what are the 4 regulated principles?
No meat eating, which includes fish and eggs. No gambling. No illicit sex. And no intoxication, which includes caffeine and tea.
Okay, and minimum number of rounds?
16 rounds.
Okay. So your name, to get that you have to put away the mic. The name is Vaishnavi Devidasi. Nitya Prabhu looks very happy. Actually, in the Prabhupada database, there's no name Vaishnavi, but there's Vaishnava Devidasi. I think someone somewhere made a mistake. It should be Vaishnavi. Quite possibly the devotee misunderstood, because in the early days of our movement, we didn't know anything. Just like when the bananas were given to the devotees in one of the early initiations, thrown in the fire, they peeled it and started eating it. They didn't know anything. And many of the names were misunderstood. The most humorous of them is a devotee who I believe Prabhupada probably gave him the name Yadu Vangshi, but no one had ever heard of Yadu, but they'd heard of ladus. So throughout his life, he's known as Ladu Vangshi. So I believe that Vaishnava Devidasi should actually be Vaishnavi Devidasi. Anyway, you're Vaishnavi Devidasi. Okay, then who's going to do the sacrifice here? You yourself are doing.
I'm going to jump in the fire.
Don't tell lies before the deities. You're already in the fire. We're either in the fire of material life or the fire of Sankirtan. Yep.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Om Punyaham, Punyaham, Punyaham. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadi Radhir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Eva Vasishyate. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Agyanatimirandasya. Okay, we'll start over. You repeat after me. Everyone can repeat. Om Agyanatimirandasya. Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Shri Gurave Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Swaha Swaha Swaha. Prabhu, come on. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Go to Premanandi, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Om Aganyati Mirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Swaha Swaha Swaha. Shri Chaitanya Manubhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam Swaha Swaha Swaha. Put some. Okay, put some camphor on top and light it. Okay, light it. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Tadakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Radha Krishna Padam Sahaguna Lalita Shri Vishaka Anvitamscha Swaha 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 Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Swaha 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 Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Om Swaha 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 Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Om Swaha 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 Shri Vasavanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Devi Daitaya Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Ayane Prabhave Namaha Om Swaha 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 Madhur Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gora Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Om Swaha 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 Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudapa Apasidanta Dvantaharine Om Swaha 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 Namo Gora Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambu Jayate Namaha Om Swaha 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 Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchit Anandanamine Gora Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Virayate Om Swaha 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 Gora Virbhava Bhumestvam Nirdesta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhaumashi Jaganatayate Namaha Om Swaha 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 Panchakalpa Tarabhyascha Kripa Sindhudbhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Om Swaha 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 Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Guratuse Namaha Om Swaha 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 Panchatatvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhaktasaktikam Om Swaha 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 Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Om Swaha 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 Jayatam Surato Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarva Svapadam Bojo Radha Madana Mohano Om Swaha 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 Divyad Vindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastato Srimad Radha Shila Govinda Devo Kristali Bihi Sevyamano Smarami Om Swaha 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 Shiman Rasa Rasarambi Om Shiva Tatatastita Karsan Venuswanir Gopir Gopinatakstriyestuna Om Swaha 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 Tapta Kanchana Gurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanustute Devi Prananami Hari Priye Om Swaha 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 Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Om Swaha 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 Om Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Swaha 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 Om Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Swaha 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Swaha 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Swaha 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Om Swaha, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Om Swaha, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Om Swaha, 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 Om Agni Nasupatare Yasman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidvan Yodashmaj Chuhurana Meno Buyastam Tinama Uktim Vidima Om Tat Sat Swaha Swaha Swaha. Oh my Lord.
Oh my Lord,
You are powerful as fire.
you are powerful as fire.
You are omnipotent.
You are omnipotent.
My dear Lord,
My dear Lord,
I beg you,
I beg you,
by falling at your feet and asking for your mercy through the agency of my Guru, to please free me from all the sins that I have committed, knowingly or unknowingly, in this life and all previous lives. Om Tat Sat Swaha Swaha Swaha. Okay, everyone take a banana and don't eat it. And peel it.
Peel it?
A little bit, yeah.
Little.
Yeah. That's a temptation. And repeat. Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya. Yes, and stand up, stand up. Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya.
Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya.
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Jagatitaya Krishnaya.
Jagataya Krishnaya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya.
Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya.
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Jagatitaya Krishnaya.
Jagataya Krishnaya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya.
Om Namo Brahmanya Devaya.
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha.
Jagatitaya Krishnaya.
Jagataya Krishnaya.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Om Swaha Swaha Swaha. Okay. So that's right. Continue. Good thing. Good. Very good. Put some ghee on top. Good. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Collect all of this. Collect all of this in one plate. Hare Rama. And let everyone come and put some grains of fire. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bola. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Oh, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare. Follow Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Bolo, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Bolo, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna